I'm spiritually strong, but I'm physically weak. I felt like I was deteriorating. I felt like I was beginning to walk humped over. I felt like I was slouching, and anybody knows me, I do not like to slouch. Even when I'm driving, I would tell my daughter, sit that seat straight up, put that pocketbook in my back so my posture is right. But my posture had got where it was just like sinking over, like it was, they call it something like when people start getting old and they start slouching over, but they can't help it because, that's their body, how the age is taking a toll on them. I started having the body of like a 60-year-old, 70-year-old, just starting to just not have any posture or vitality about it. But now I'm starting to feel all that back. I'm starting to feel it again, and it feels good. I must admit, it feels good. I have been up every day doing something in my house ever since I started going to therapy and since I started going to see my nutritionist. It has given me life. It has given me life back to where I can do things that I wasn't doing last year or the year before last. So we just never know when we're jacked up, but it's good if you can catch yourself like I did. Nobody came and told me that, Jamie, you needed help or like you're falling off really bad. Nobody came and told me that. But because I teach those classes, I was able to recognize that I was in a bad place physically and mentally. And my eating, it's getting better, y'all. I actually got 4 boiled eggs down yesterday and some yogurt. And it wasn't bad at all. So you have to be self-aware. Because people ain't always going to tell you that, even when I'm standing, y'all, I'm standing right now and it feels so much different from what I felt 2-3 weeks ago. But you have to be self-aware because people aren't going to tell you just flat out that, hey, you look a little out of control, especially if they're your loved ones. Your loved ones won't tell you because they love you and they don't want to hurt your feelings. That's why they're not going to tell you. Nobody told me, said like, girl, go rest, or even with rest. And that could be why I wasn't resting too, because of the eating habits and stuff. But all I can say though, really, all I can say is that my downfall pushed me to my greater. That's what I'll say about it. It made things better for me. Because I knew spiritually I was in the right place, but I wasn't in the right physical place. I wasn't in the right mental place, but my heart always had faith that things were going to work out okay, that no matter what I was going to come through. But I did not have an action plan to go with that at that time until I was just praying to God, and then it was like, go get you some help. Go get you some help. I was praying. It had not entered my heart to go get help for myself. I was busy trying to help everybody else. And I was not helping myself at all. I wasn't helping myself at all. And I fell down. I fell off course. And, that conviction will come on you. That conviction will come on you that the Lord sends, and something opens your eyes and you're like, I need to go see about me. So that's what I did. And I was singing better this week. This is probably the best I've sung this weekend in a long time because I've been so sick. Every time I would go somewhere, I was just so sick. But this weekend was actually a good weekend. It was a good weekend for me. I feel like I could use a nap now. I done been up this morning doing stuff, y'all, in the house. I'm getting my house together now finally too. Because Because with the strength that I'm getting now, the muscle strength, you know, you don't know what you're missing until you feel a little good. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready and go finish doing. Let me see, what am I got to do today? I'm pacing myself with everything that I do. I'm pacing myself because it's very important not to rush yourself, because these things do have to become a way of life for you. Now, the low carb diet will probably be temporary until we get that muscle mass built back up. So it's temporary. Whew. And my walking is limited for right now. I can do regular walking, but they don't want me doing any excuse me. I can do regular walking, but they don't want me doing any exercise walking. It's either the bike or lift weights, which that's fine by me, because between the cats and dogs outside, you know, it had hindered me from walking anyway. So it's weights and more protein, and the bike. So I'm looking forward for a great week, doing great things this week. Looking forward to getting back with my therapist, my group family on Thursday. That's the only thing I really have to do this week. Rest of the time, I'm going to be redecorating my house. That's what I'm going to do, redecorate my house. Taking it a little bit at a time. Just try to get the summer stuff out and bring in some new winter decorations, you know. Well, fall decorations. Because I still like bright stuff in my house. Yeah. I miss my little walks too, though. But right now, because of that muscle mass, it's not a good thing for me to be walking at all. Other than that, that's about it, y'all. That's about where I'm at, is really focusing on this low carb diet, learning new recipes of how to fix this meat. Getting my body used to it. My body's not used to that much meat at all, because meat usually hurts me, but it's helping me this time. The right kind of meat actually helps. So, whew. Y'all, it is a little drizzly out here. I'm just pulling. Whew. Had to hurry up and leap in the house. Alright, y'all, so I'm finna go and do what I gotta go do for the rest of this day. Probably get me a nap in, because I'm catching my rest. Well, you can't catch your rest up, but I'm getting more rest now, so that's helping too. Alright, y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. Don't forget to go over to my Plus Size Grandma Reality Show podcast and like our fan page. Just don't come on there and look. Like, comment, love. Throw some suggestions out there, which y'all want me to talk about. Well, y'all don't need me to talk about nothing, because this is my life. This is what I'm talking about, my life. If you have any questions for me and my granddaughters, I'm excited for Destiny. She's going to be going to Raleigh next week for auditions for Disney. So, any questions y'all have, you know, just hit me up. Just come through there and show some love. That's all it takes, is some love. All right, y'all. Let me get on up out of here. Out of here. She's going out of here. All right, y'all. You've been listening to my Plus Size Grandma with Miss Coco Bowden.